Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. I feel like Trip is too good for Allie. Not just because I don't like her, but of all the stuff that she's done, the Trip. The moment he got into town, hell, from the moment that he met her, she has been nothing but she has she has been nothing but miserable to him. Okay? This man lit after everything. After the cheating twice, I may add, he still wanted to sit there and save her. Now granted, I let it go on the fact that, he wanted Henry to grow up with a mother. Okay? I really did because him snitching saying that he still loved her was like, bro, are you kidding me? This chick cheated on you twice and you're stupid enough to sit there and say that you still love her? What? Why? So to this day, I feel like Trip is too good for Allie. Now, Allie comes in there and she wants to thank Trip and everything for everything that he's done for her, him, despite her hurting him, despite all the stuff that she's done now. I mean, hell, if you really want to sit there and take it way back, oh, we take it way back to the point where you damn near want to shoot off his joystick. Okay? To the point where you nearly ruined his life because she wasn't even 100% sure that, Trip was the one that, did that to Allie as far as the whole RAPE thing. So, after everything, she's just really surprised. And he's like, I still love you. And I sit there and I sat there when he sat there, I was like, bro, you gotta be kidding me, right? What's wrong with you, bro? I mean, most people try to set their sights high. They try to aim for the stars. What happened? You just forgot about that or something? And she's all like, "Oh, I still love you." I was like, "Really, Allie? You still love him? You cheated on a man twice, but you're still gonna sit there and say that you love him?" Okay, that's the fact that she actually uttered the word love out of her mouth. Just I feel like she just desecrated the whole meaning of love when it came out of her mouth. But whatever. She's all like, "Oh, I love you," and yada yada yada. Now he asked her a simple question: "Are you? Do you still have feelings for Chanel?" Now she stands there with that stupid look on her face. The one where it's like she's trying to get her brain to work. But Chanel comes in there and Chanel's hugging Allie and they've been hugging for a good minute. Then they hug again and he's just sitting there the whole time like, oh, I guess we just kind of forgot that I'm here, right? So they are just going for like a good I feel like it was almost like 2 minutes. I'm like, so we just gonna sit there and just not acknowledge the fact that Trip is still in the damn room? She apologized to him. Johnny comes up right behind him. Now Johnny met up with Chanel, and Chanel wants to sit there and check to see how Allie was doing. She's still upset about Paulina and everything like that. You can tell that Johnny still has feelings for her, um, despite the fact that she slept with your sister. But okay, sure, whatever. They decide to go into the hospital together because Johnny wants to sit there and also thank Trip. And Johnny finally gets in the room, and eventually they do both thank Trip for being a hero and saving her life and just being an amazing person. So they do that, and then Johnny grabs Chanel's hand, which Chanel just kind of stands there and just looks like, oh, what do we? Oh, I guess you're holding my hand. Leaves her out. Now it's like, listen, you need to rest. Do you want me to go? And Trip is like, no, I want you to stay. I want you to stay, and I want you to answer the question that I originally asked you. Oh, what was that? You forgot? Okay, let me ask you again. Do you still have feelings for Chanel? Now, the look on her face, the fact that she didn't really answer. And by the way, while they were hugging the whole time and everything like that, you could just look at Tripp's face, just feeling like garbage, just feeling like hot Tuesday morning garbage. Okay, or Monday night garbage. That's exactly the look on his face. And you can see that look on his face again. He was like, "Okay, cool. You pretty much answered my question." Now I guess she's gonna sit there and say some dumbness like, "Oh, I don't know. You know, it's complicated. It's complicated." You know, she's gonna do one of those "it's complicated" craps, and he's gonna stand there like the good boy that he is. I guess we're just. I guess simps come in all shapes, sizes, and everything else. Cause why the hell not at this point? I sat, I sat there when he was like, "Oh, well, I know my answer." I was like, "Bro, what? She cheated on you twice, and she was going to marry you, and not even tell you that she slept with somebody else. And you're surprised? What? What? You feel heartbroken again? Isn't that something you should be used to by now?" I feel like they need to actually add a new female character into this show for Trev. I mean, hell, if you're not gonna get Claire back, get somebody because this is just ridiculous at this point. Um, at some point, Johnny and Chanel wind up making out, so I don't know what the hell that means. But at first you want to sit there and avoid the whole conversation as far as Johnny confessing his feelings, but he does, and they make out. Now who knows? Maybe Monday afternoon at 12 o'clock, she's gonna push him away and be like, "No, I can't do this." And by "I can't do this," she means that she wants to sit there and be with Allie still. Like, good luck with that, because I mean, granted, she broke your heart because she was possessed, but she's flip flopping between you and him, and you just like you still want to be with her. Okay, I mean, she wanted to be with you all along apparently, so I guess she still got a shot. Now, Trip, on the other hand, he needs to sit there and find somebody else because he's too good for Allie. He is 100% way too good. No, screw it. He is way too good for Allie. Now, Chad is feeling get hella guilty because EJ apologized to Johnny and they made up. And then he comes to EJ and once again he's like, we're gonna be brother in arms and we're gonna be side by side and taking out Gabby and just running it together. You can just feel the guilt in him, especially when he says that Johnny felt guilty also for what he did, even though he didn't do it. Um, Chad still feels guilty. Bella comes in there. They talk a little bit about Sean and how she was happy 1 minute with Sean, and then Jan Spears called, and what that happiness went down the drain. So that's that's pretty much what happened. It just went right down the drain. Um, what else? So at some point, they got all the shares that they need. They got Johnny's shares. I mean, they got the shares back from Johnny. Johnny's proxy. Um, and at this point, Chad calls EJ. Chad calls Shin to call a meeting. Now at this point, Gabby's there trying to make Jake jealous and being all like, because at first, she was on the phone and she was like, "Oh, flowers and chocolates because I'm going to be sitting there celebrating tonight." And Jake was like, "Oh, well, I thought we were going to be platonic, and who was that for? I mean, who else would it be for?" I'm like, "Bro, you do realize that you're not the only man on the planet that Gabby could be interested in? Like, seriously, bro, really?" And Shin comes in there and she starts talking about how she's going to go out with Shen and she talks about some new lingerie or something that she's going to show him later on. So, and you can tell, and that's the funny thing. You can tell that Jake was Smithy trying to act like he wasn't jealous, but you know damn well he was jealous. Yeah, you know he was jealous. You felt it. Even through the TV screen right behind me, you felt it. Okay? I felt it. So anyway, they get a call, and now, well, Shin gets a call, tells them that the meeting is going to be on for today at 4 o'clock, and they better get ready now. Gabby is like, "Oh, we are so screwed." It was like, we are so screwed. But Jake was like, no, we're not going to give up. They managed to flip one of the brothers. Um, and, I think Jake was like, listen, we don't have to beat them. We just have to tie with them. Tried to call Kate, and of course, it just went nowhere. Meeting gets started, get the votes in, and so far, Chad and EJ have the majority votes. There's like 6, 7, whatever. And, they're getting people through video conference. Also, about the one person that flipped on them, EJ was so pissed. And when EJ gets mad, I'm not gonna lie, it's hilarious because he does this whole, I don't know, supervillain James Bond kind of thing, like this medieval thing where the way he yelled at someone is like, it's very medieval. It's very medieval, and I love it. But he had to sit there and cool himself down, and Chad was like, listen, don't worry, we still got this. They get a call, another video call. This was something that no one was really expecting because they felt like, yo, listen, we kind of got all of them. And, Shin at that point was like, yo, listen, Gabby, you're out. But then they get another conference call. Turns out it's Kristen. I was like, it's my girl Kristen right there. I don't know. Kristen reminds me of a 90s Sharon Stone. I feel like they kind of modeled the character after her in some sort of way. So, she calls up and, she's pretty much like, yo, listen, no one, I feel like everyone forgot me. Now, I don't know if her vote still counts. Maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. But the question is, who she's going to vote for? It's pretty obvious that she would vote for EJ because her and EJ they're just tight. They're close, and EJ's always had her back regardless of the stuff that she's done. Kristen's always has his back, and vice versa. But if Jake or Gabby, and I feel like it's one of the two, if they somehow manage to sway Kristen to vote for them, then Gabby's still ahead of the company. Jake is still her right hand man, and the status, is the same. But the question is, what would they have to give Kristen to make her vote against EJ? Now I have a feeling that she's gonna vote for Team Gabby and keep, for Team Jake and Gabby. I have a strong feeling because it'll just be too obvious if she came there and EJ was like, oh, she's gonna sit there and vote for me, and then she finds out that Kristen votes for them. But what are they gonna give her in return? What? Let me know in the comment section. What do you think that Kristen, that Jake and Gabby would give Kristen? Like, what is something that would be so significant, so big? Now, I have my thoughts. But I will sit there and share it on Monday. I don't want to sit there and sway anyone's opinion until then, but I have my thoughts. Now Bella did get a call from Janet Spears earlier, telling her to meet her at the house. Talk to EJ, and EJ was like, listen, you need to sit there and put Janet in her place. Like, tell her that you're going to fight for your marriage, and that's not done, and she's not going to sit there and ruin your marriage. So she gets down there, and Janet Spears is like, yeah, I want to turn your office into a nursery. And she's also like, well, I'm going to sit there and get out of prison on time served and good behavior, and me and him are going to raise this baby together, and you can come here whenever you want, or however it's going to work. But pretty much she's like, I'm going to be seeing Sean and probably you a lot more often. At this point, between the fact that, Jan wants to sit there and turn her office into a nursery, and also Jan asked Sean earlier if they can babysit baby Bo, just as good practice or whatever. And at first, Sean was like, hell to the no. But Jan Spears, Jan felt hurt, and she was like, well, I'm crazy Jan Spears, and for whatever reason, she convinced him to sit there and at least ask. And, when she told Bella that, Bella was like, nah, it's not true. And Jen was like, all right, you can go on the mats. You can go on naps. And so far, Jen has not been wrong as far as, Bella not expecting, as far as her getting out of jail, her being pregnant, stuff like that. She didn't expect any of that. So at this point, she loses it. She loses it. Now, I'm sitting there looking at this whole thing like, I get it, you're mad, you're angry at her, but you do realize that she's pregnant, right? Like you're going off on a pregnant woman. That's not good for her. That's not good for her stress. That's not good for the baby. And being a mother yourself, you would sit there and think, you know what? Let me not do that. But all she managed to wind up doing is playing right into her hands because Sean gets there and Sean just kind of looks like, why are you sitting there yelling at a pregnant woman for? What the hell is the matter with you? I feel like that's about it. I really do. This was actually a good episode. I don't remember yesterday being exactly like thrilling, but this episode was good. This was a good episode. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section. Have a great, safe weekend, and I will see you in the next video.